Zoe had heard countless tales about the small antique shop in town, known as the Whimsical Relic Emporium. This peculiar establishment boasted an extensive collection of rare and extraordinary items that were said to be impossible to find anywhere else. Although Zoe had never been particularly drawn to antiques, her curiosity finally got the better of her, and she decided it was time to pay the enigmatic store a visit. With a mixture of apprehension and excitement, Zoe pushed open the creaking door and stepped into the dimly lit interior. The air was heavy with the scent of aged wood and mystery, enveloping her in an atmosphere of intrigue. As her eyes adjusted to the low light, she was greeted by the most unexpected sight: a resplendent statue of an angel, its delicate features carved with remarkable precision. The angel stood with its wings outstretched, emanating an ethereal glow that seemed to fill the room with an aura of comfort and solace. Unable to resist the allure of the enchanting sculpture, Zoe cautiously reached out to touch its smooth surface, only to be startled by a soft, melodic voice that spoke from behind her. Turning, she found herself face to face with the shopkeeper, a wise and weathered old man with kind eyes and a gentle smile. "Ah, that's one of my favorite pieces," he said, his voice carrying a hint of reverence. "It's no ordinary statue, my dear, it's a magic angel." Zoe raised an eyebrow, her skepticism tinged with amusement and intrigue. "A magic angel?" she repeated incredulously. "I don't believe in angels. It's just a beautiful statue." The shopkeeper chuckled softly, a twinkle of mischief in his eyes. "That's because you haven't met one yet," he replied enigmatically, his words hanging in the air like a tantalizing riddle. After a moment's hesitation, Zoe made up her mind. She decided to purchase the statue, intrigued by the idea that there might be more to it than met the eye. She carefully cradled the angel in her arms, bidding farewell to the old shopkeeper and venturing home, her mind buzzing with anticipation. Days turned into weeks, and at first, Zoe noticed nothing out of the ordinary. She began to doubt the shopkeeper's claims and wondered if the magic angel was simply an elaborate hoax. However, as time went on, subtle changes began to unfold in her life. She found herself waking up each morning with a renewed sense of purpose and an overwhelming feeling of contentment. The burdens that once weighed heavily upon her shoulders seemed to have lightened, replaced by a newfound sense of optimism and resilience. Her career took an unexpected upturn, leading to fulfilling opportunities she had only dreamt of before. Friendships blossomed, and her relationships with loved ones deepened, as if touched by an invisible hand of serendipity. Zoe's days became infused with a sense of joy and fulfillment, and she couldn't help but attribute this positive shift to the enigmatic presence of the angel in her home. One night, as Zoe sat quietly in her living room, basking in the warmth and comfort of her home, she noticed something amiss. The magic angel, which had become an integral part of her daily life, was no longer perched upon its pedestal. Panic gripped her heart as she searched frantically through every nook and cranny, desperate to find the treasured sculpture. Yet, no matter where she looked, the angel remained elusive. Driven by a mix of confusion and longing, Zoe retraced her steps back to the Whimsical Relic Emporium, seeking answers from the shopkeeper. With a sympathetic smile, the old man welcomed her into the shop once again, his eyes brimming with ancient wisdom. "The angel, my dear, is not a possession to be held onto forever," he explained. "It is a harbinger of hope, a bringer of solace to those most in need. Once it has fulfilled its purpose and guided someone towards healing, it disappears, making way for its benevolence to touch another troubled soul." Zoe listened intently, a mixture of understanding and gratitude slowly washing over her. The angel's purpose became clear to her: a beacon of light in times of darkness, an instrument of profound transformation. With a soft smile gracing her lips, Zoe left the shop that day, carrying within her a newfound appreciation for the magic that dwells within the unseen corners of the universe. She understood that there is a profound and indomitable magic in the universe that can touch lives, no matter how dire the circumstances may seem. As Zoe ventured forward, her heart filled with gratitude for the angel's intervention in her own life, she couldn't help but wonder whose path the ethereal sculpture would cross next. Perhaps, somewhere out there, another weary soul would experience the transformative power of the magic angel, just as she had. Months went by, and Zoe continued to cherish the memory of her encounter with the magic angel. She shared her story with friends and family, spreading a ripple of belief in the extraordinary that lies beneath the surface of the ordinary. One day, while attending a community gathering at the local park, Zoe noticed a woman sitting alone on a bench, her face etched with sorrow. Instinctively drawn to her, Zoe approached and struck up a conversation. The woman, named Emily, poured out her heart, recounting the hardships she had endured and the weight that burdened her spirit. Remembering her own journey of healing, Zoe felt a surge of empathy. In that moment, a flicker of inspiration ignited within her. Without hesitation, she invited Emily to her home. To her astonishment, the angel returned, perched once again in its rightful place in the living room. Emily, captivated by the angel's presence, reached out and felt an inexplicable warmth envelope her. As days turned into weeks, Emily's burdens began to lift, replaced by newfound strength and hope. The angel had chosen her as its next recipient of healing. In the months that followed, word of the magic angel spread throughout the community. Zoe reveled in the knowledge that her encounter with the magic angel had become a catalyst for healing in the lives of others. She formed deep connections with those who sought the angel's touch, providing support and nurturing a sense of community among them.